Good Monday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith with your evening video forecast discussion for the first day of June 2020, and it was a great weekend in terms for me to actually get away for a couple of days. I went to the beach on Sunday and today, and I'm coming back now to do your video forecast discussion for the week ahead. This is the evening video forecast discussion for June 1st, 2020. And the first thing I want to say is that, I've been away from a lot of media over the last couple of days, and it was good. I'm checking in on basic things, but there's so much going on right now that I just felt that it's just time to take a break and unwind, listening to great music under sunny skies. And then today, looking over the skyline of New York, we had those, puffy stratocumulus clouds, and then later altocumulus clouds first, and then, stratocumulus clouds. It was a good thing to see. And as a meteorologist, I go to the beach early, so I'm there like 8 o'clock in the morning. I get off the beach at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And it was smart because, I play the game right. Yes, I've actually always played the game right to begin with. So here's a series of stratocumulus clouds and their decks coming across northern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, Connecticut. It's an upper trough that's moving through the area. Wind gusts are increasing. It's quite breezy today, even at the beach, where I was at the beach here in Asbury during this morning into the early afternoon hours. And then I'm home now doing the video forecast for you at about 3:30 in the afternoon. Here comes another deck of clouds, a higher deck. This is a trough line expression with some, light rainfall in it in this cloud deck here that's dropping down from the Great Lakes. But this is just puffy cumulus, stratocumulus clouds, but the winds are out of the northwest. So, if we took a look at the product overlays here, we can get to, let's see, we want to get to the streamlines. We want to get to the streamlines. So streamlines are going to show up. All the wind vectors are out of the west right now. And, that's dropping down with this upper trough. Low levels on the water vapor imagery. Yeah, there's a little bit of moisture here dropping down through upstate New York into northern New England. And a few of these are showing up here in the cumulus cloud deck here. There's a little bit of frontogenetic forcing here along the coast. And with a west wind, temperatures were able to get up into the upper 60s to around 70 today, even at the short points on a west wind. It's primarily northwest but due west at this point, with high pressure just to our south. Things are going to change over the next couple of days. It's going to get really hot, a little humid around here, and some thunderstorms towards the end of the week as well. We'll get into that in just a moment. Using the RAP model mesoscale analysis here. Here is a weak trough line passing through, and it was forecast to do so. So that's why you're seeing those stratocumulus clouds and altocumulus clouds above you, little popcorn. This is some precipitation. It may be reaching the ground over here, but nothing is happening here. So it's just some, mostly cloudy skies because the cloud decks here are even so close together here, but that's going to change. Once this leaves, high pressure is going to build in, warm air advection is going to build in, and then we have to wait for the next storm system to come in. So thermodynamics actually look quite better when we get into the low-level lapse rates, because this is the reason why we're seeing a lot of the cloud cover today with this trough axis, because we've got temperatures about 8.5 to 9 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet in the lower levels of the atmosphere, but the upper levels of the atmosphere don't look too bad. The mid-levels of the atmosphere don't look too bad either. So, it's basically all of this is going to die off by later tonight. The cloud deck, that is. I know we had SpaceX the other day. Well, what day was it? Maybe it was Friday or Saturday. They launched 2 astronauts back into space. I don't know where they're going. Somebody's going somewhere into space. Anyway, this is the latest as of 2 o'clock on Monday. Satellite imagery. This started out in Mexico as a tropical disturbance, and its chances of formation over the next 48 hours still remain high at 90%, in the next 5 days 90%, and it is showing that it's moving off the coast now from Mexico and into the Bay of Campeche later this afternoon. Expected to become conducive, supportive of a tropical depression or storm likely to form tonight and Tuesday. And let me tell you something, the southeast states, better watch out. A lot of rain's coming there. Tropical depression or storm likely to form tonight or Tuesday. And then the forecast is to drift west and southwest over the southern Bay of Campeche through the middle of the week. Interest along these coastlines should monitor the progress of this tropical storm, as warnings could be required for portions of this area later today and tonight. Regardless of tropical storm formation, heavy rainfall likely to continue over portions of southern Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Belize, and western Honduras during the next 5 days. And let me tell you something, this is heading in here. A lot of rain on the way here. Yeah. This is the latest GO16 channel brightness temperature here, long wave out of the Gulf of Mexico, and we've got a lot of upper level divergence here, an outflow boundary here to the north in the northern areas of the Gulf near the Bay of Campeche here. We've got clusters of thunderstorms centered around this area here and to the west here. This looks very interesting to me because what this is probably showing, and if we looked at the visible shortwave imagery here as well, which is going to lock in right now, hopefully. Yeah, it's going to lock in. There it goes. So, we got some shear here. We do definitely have some shear in the low-level centers over here right now, off the coast here. But this is going to change. A lot of this structure looks very interesting to me over the next couple of days. So here we go with Invest 93L. Don't know what this is going to be called here as we head into the Gulf and eventually into portions out of Mexico here into the northern Gulf and then Louisiana. Looks like the GFS ensembles and the hurricane forecast models and the CMC with the Canadian models all bringing a lot of rainfall to the southeast coast. The Gulfport area, actually, southeast and the Gulf area here over the next several days. We'll check in with this in just a sec. One thing I did note the other day is the intertropical convergence zone here is extremely active here. We had the remnants of Amanda come through portions of Mexico, southeastern Mexico, just a day or two ago, especially yesterday. And now we have the emergence of 93L. And we got a lot of things going on here. We got thunderstorms building up through Texas, and we got outflow boundaries here. We got a strong circulation coming off the coast of Mexico's peninsula here. So it's going to be a very interesting pattern going forward. Oh, look at all this northwest flow here diving out of the Great Lakes this afternoon, and it's going to be a warm front eventually. Everything's just going to stall out and lift north. There's strong high pressure off the east coast. Look at all the alto-cumulus and strato-cumulus clouds here this afternoon, and some rain showers here across northern New England. Well, the blues, this doesn't represent the rain showers. What it tells me is that there is rain showers in the cool air aloft across northern New England, and of course the cloud deck shows me the same thing. National real-time temperatures this afternoon, late this afternoon, haven't changed. They're in the 60s to the 70s here across, and 80s. That hasn't changed. I don't know why that thing is showing up. Get it off. Yes, we don't need to cancel the scan. We got temperatures here in mid and upper 80s across. You see the nation here basically is very warm. And of course, across Mexico, the Baja Peninsula, it's cooler now, just slightly this afternoon. It's still early. It's 3:58 on the East Coast, so these temperatures haven't risen yet, but they're starting to rise And if we looked at the 24-hour temperature change nationally up to this hour at about 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, it's getting hot in the places it was hot and a little bit cooler in the places that it's cooler and raining, but I don't see much change going on here. What a gas to see the Climate Prediction Center adjusting and readjusting their forecast in the 6 to 14 day period nationally, as everything now shifts to colder regime between June 7th and June 11th on the West Coast, where it was the opposite where it is right now. And then everything heats up in the plains in the southeast. It's near normal across the northern mid-Atlantic. It's a little cooler here in the northeastern New England area. And of course, as you get into the 8 to 14 day period, cooler weather starts relaxing here across the Intermountain West. Things are near normal on the Whites here in the areas near Seattle and Washington and Oregon. Things begin to heat up again back in California and the Southwest and all through the Midwest and eventually the Southeast and Mid-Atlantic coast states. So, it's pattern swings on the way. Precipitation, we've been dry. And we're continuing to be dry here in the northeastern United States on the 7th through the 11th of June. Wet across the Gulf area, as we talked about with this tropical disturbance here, whatever becomes of that and named. And quite dry to near normal here, but when we go into the 8 to 14 day period, we're dry again in the northeast and mid-Atlantic coast states along the east coast. Still wet here, so, the intertropical convergence zone lies like here. So there's a lot of disturbances in this flow, and we're near neutral to La Nina phase here in the state of, the oceanography and the state of temperature profiles and other things. So we're going to find a lot of these disturbances heading up into the Gulf region with heavy rainfall. Not good. So today worked out pretty good with temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, right about where they are right now. Tomorrow on Tuesday, it's going to be in the upper 60s to low to mid 70s as you head southwest. Nothing seems unusual to me, but this starts on Wednesday as the warm front moves north of the area and temperatures, get into the 80s, possibly close to 90. In the I-95 corridor, definitely down near Washington, D.C. This is going to happen. And by the time we get to Thursday, again, temperatures remain in the lower 80s to mid 80s, even approaching 90 in the Washington, D.C. area. And again, that same forecast holds for Friday, and that's going to come with showers and thunderstorms too. So lower 80s to upper 80s to near 90 as you head southwest towards Philly and the Turnpike here and into the Delmarva area and Washington, D.C., where, they had President Trump in a bunker last night. All these things are happening. It's just dismay. And then by the time we get to Saturday, we've got temperatures in the low to mid 80s across the area. The further southwest you go, that's where the heat ridge is, and that's where you're going to get temperatures in the mid and upper 80s approaching 90 in spots. Everything comes through. Next Sunday is a beach day again. Upper 70s, even to the coast for most areas here in New Jersey. I'm not going to go too much further this afternoon into forecast for Wednesday into Thursday. As the cold front approaches the region here, it's not typically that strong, but we're going to find some showers and thunderstorms around the area, particularly Wednesday night and Thursday. it doesn't look too impressive to me until the real cold front comes through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. And that's when some very heavy showers and thunderstorms from Connecticut, and the flow will be from the north to the south. So, it's going to be a very slow progressive nature. And this front looks to stall out across the region. And this is Wednesday night. So we know that by Thursday, things are really not going to clear out around here. And if we took a look at the European model guidance here as we got through Thursday here, you can see the showers and thunderstorms ahead of the warm front and then the cold front. And it looks like, your weekend could be spared. I wouldn't say so in terms of Saturday, but I would say so in terms of Sunday and Monday. Indeed. So that's going to do it for this Monday evening edition of the video forecast discussion for GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. If you have questions, concerns, or comments, you better be smart about it, because if you have a comment and I don't really appreciate it, I'll let you know. You can do that by GardenStateWeather@gmail.com. And for everything weather in the Garden State, it is GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Have a great Monday evening.